Friends, a warm welcome to the second part on the fundamental analysis of IRCTC. In the previous video, we talked about the company, its product and services, its various lines of business, and the contribution of this business and contribution of these various business lines on the top line and bottom line of the company. In this video, we will talk about the company's move, what are the strengths of the company, what are the future growth levers, and what are the challenges that can company face in the future. We will also talk about the financials and key ratios of the company. So let's start. Let's start with the moat of the company. So IRCTC, as we discussed in the previous video as well, is a monopoly business. It is the sole provider of online tickets to the Indian Railways. It is the only authorized entity to provide the catering services to the passengers across the railway stations and in the railway. And it is the only authorized entity to provide the packaged drinking water to the passengers on the railway stations as well as in the railway. So it is a complete monopoly business. There is no competitor to the IRCTC in the line of businesses that it is operating. And this is the biggest moat of the IRCTC. It has a consistent track record. It has shown consistent growth in revenue and profitability on the back of favorable regulatory policies, growing passenger traffic. IRCTC's top line and bottom line are expected to continue to grow in future as well, in the long run as well. As we saw, it operates most transacted website, irctc.co.in in the Asia Pacific region. The e-booking, current e-booking estimated is around 73 to 75% of the total railway booking in the FY20. And it is anticipated to reach to the level of 81 to 83% in the next 2-3 years. E-catering business is another growth driver for the IRCTC in the future. It is rapidly growing. E-catering services are offered on its website as well as on the mobile app called Food on Track. It has tied up with various well-known brands like Domino's, Passos, Haldirams, and it is exploring opportunities to increase these partner restaurants in future. So these are various modes for the IRCTC. The biggest mode, as I stated, is it is operating a monopoly business. There are no competitors to the segment that IRCTC is operating. Now let's talk about the company's management. Friends, IRCTC, as we saw in the previous slide, was established as an extended arm of the Ministries of Railways. And hence, the railway and the government of India has a significant stake in the IRCTC. Mahinder Pratap Mal is the current chairman and managing director of the IRCTC. He is with the company since September 17, and he was awarded Most Influential CFO of India in July 15. Ajit Kumar is the Chief Financial Officer and Director for the IRCTC. He is having vast experience in different organizations of railways and outside bodies as well. He has a sound legal background. So you see, friends, the IRCTC, even being a PSU company, is being managed by very sound professionals who are having a lot of experience in their respective domains. So this is, a good point for the IRCTC shareholders. Now let's talk about the future growth levers. As I stated in the previous slide, the current e-booking penetration is around 73% of the total reserved train tickets. This was in FY20. And in next 3 to 4 years, by FY24, this is projected to reach to the level of 83%. And the factors such as increasing internet penetration, low cost of data, affordable smartphones, convenience are expected to grow this e-booking penetration in the years to come. So this is one future growth lever for the IRCTC. E-catering, it is growing at a CAGR of 70% in last 3-4 years. And IRCTC is exploring more and more food partners so that, this segment can grow further. As I stated, it has already onboarded the well-known brands like Domino's, Asus, Haldirams on its board. Rail Neer capacity expansion. So IRCTC has undertaken the the capacity expansion for its mineral water brand called Rail Neer. And once the expansion is completed, IRCTC is expecting that it can increase its share from 45% to around 80%. And then government is launching the lucrative private train operations, and IRCTC is exploring that as well. It is already operating 3 to 4 lucrative private trains, and this is another segment that is expected to augment the future growth for the IRCTC. Now let's see what are the challenges that IRCTC can face in the future, which can hinder its growth or which can affect its monopoly. The first one is any change in the regulations. IRCTC is a PSU company and it is being regulated by the government rules and regulations. So if government brings or Ministry of Railway decides to bring changes in the regulations, like if they allow ticketing to other players, or if they make some changes in the regulations on ticketing. For example, around 2016, ticketing service charges were removed after demonetization, and they were reintroduced only before IPO. So, friends, nothing stops government from taking such decisions in future, which can affect the revenue and profitability of the IRP, and which can also impact the monopoly of the IRP. Another threat is if the government decides to bring third-party vendors for catering. Currently, IRCTC is the only provider of catering services at the railway stations and in the railway as a part of pantry attached to some of the trains. Similarly, it is the only authorized provider to provide the mineral waters. And if the government decides that other packaged drinking suppliers can also sell its mineral water at the railway establishment, then that can also take certain revenues from the IRCTC. So essentially, friends, the threat to the IRCTC monopoly is the regulation from the government. If the government want to bring in more partners for ticketing or supplying the water bottles or for catering, then that will take the revenue away from the IRCTC and it will impact the monopoly of the IRCTC in a big way. So one should monitor these challenges in future for the IRCTC. Now let's talk about the financials. So we saw the moat on the IRCTC, we saw the future growth levers, we also saw the challenges that IRCTC can face in the future. Now let's talk about the financials. So if you see this slide, friends, between March 15 to March 20, the IRCTC's revenue has grown at a CAGR of around 17%. In March 15, IRCTC's revenue was around 1,059 crores, which has increased to 2,275 crores in March 20. So 17% growth, friends, is a very good number. And it is expected that IRCTC will continue to grow with the similar kind of percentage in future. Of course, the exception could be FY21 and maybe part of FY22 because of the pandemic-led lockdowns, because of the pandemic-led restrictions. The segment that IRCTC is operating in severely impacted. But once the things are back to normal, maybe from the second half of the FY22, then IRCTC should resume its growth journey going ahead as well. Let's talk about the operating profit. So between March 15 to March 20, the IRCTC's operating profit has grown at a revenue of 36 point, has grown at a CAGR of 36.27%. And if you see, its operating margin has also been increased. So in March 15, it was around 15%, where in March 17, it grew to the level of 20%. And then in March 20, it grows to the level of 31%. So IRCTC is able to increase its operating profit margins as well because of the monopoly it is commanding in the business lines that it is operating. 31% operating margin in FY20 is a very good number. It's very exceptional number. Very few companies, I am sure, will be able to command such an operating margin. Now let's talk about the net profit margin. Again, in line with the stellar growth in the revenues and operating profit, the net profit of the IRCTC has grown at a CAGR of 32% in the last 5 years. And its net profit margin has also increased from around 12% in March 15 to around 23% in March 20. And again, this is very stellar number. A profit margin above 20%, I am sure, like the operating margins, there will be very few companies which can command such a high margin, which can command such a high margin premiums. In March 15, the net profit was around 130 crores, and in March 20, it zoomed to the 528 crores, registering a CAGR growth of 53%, as I stated earlier. Now, after looking at the financials, let's talk about the key ratios. So the current market price of the IRCTC is around rupees 1900. We saw that the IPO of the IRCTC was launched in October 19. The IPO price was 320. On the listing day itself, it got doubled. And today it is trading around 1,900 rupees. So it is massive gain of around 6 times in just a span of 1.8 years. And this is exceptional. The IRCTC's market cap is around rupees 30 crore. So we can say that the company falls into the mid to large segment category. The current PE of IRCTC is around 128. And I think one of the reasons for this inflated PE is IRCTC's revenue share and the profit share has drastically reduced in the last financial year, in the FY21, because of the pandemic laid down lockdowns and because of the restrictions put in by the government. And as we've seen that IRCTC operates in the travel segment, which is one of the most impacted segment because of this pandemic. And that's the reason that current PE of the IRCTC around 128 is looking very inflated. The 5-year median PE, industry PE, PEG, these are not applicable because IRCTC's share got listed just around 1.8 years back, right? And there is no corresponding player because it is operating in a monopoly segment, so there is no industry PE as such. The 5-year stock price CAGR is also not applicable, but as I stated earlier that it has grown almost 6 times returns in 1.8 years over its IPO price. The promoter holding is 67.4%, pledging 80, and being an PSU company, the majority of the stake is being held by the government of India. The operating profit margin, net profit margin of 31.4% and 23.3% are again very good numbers. Debt to equity is 0. IRCTC is a debt-free company. And I think this is one of the biggest advantage when the businesses are suffering because of the pandemic, because of the lockdown. The return on equity, 44%, again, very exceptional numbers. 5-year ROE is around 34%. So IRCTC is able to generate a good amount of returns on its equity. The dividend yield is around 0.66%. So it is a good dividend paying company, or a decent dividend paying company, that we can say. Friends, with this, we are coming to the end of the part 2. In the next part, we will do the qualitative analysis of the IRCTC, and we will see if the company is worth an investment at the current market price. So stay tuned for the part 3, and do like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.